opportunity to finish the evening of the chit-chat talks. Okay, let's go. I would like to present a research study that was the result of three converging factors. First of all, the existence of the Christmas BMJ. Second, my research interest in aging. And third, the fact that I spent the COVID lockdowns watching Marvel movies with my three children. This immersion in the Marvel cinematic universe gave me a newfound appreciation for the complexities of the Marvel characters, their distinct personalities, their life course events and behaviours. Now, because I know that aging is impacted significantly by those factors, I thought it would be interesting to speculate on the aging trajectories of Marvel superheroes and to pitch that publication at the Christmas BMJ. So, with the exception of a couple of notable outliers, most of the Marvel superheroes are currently aged between 30 and 55 years of age. Thus, the timing is opportune for them to reflect on their health status, to consider their positive and negative behaviours. So this was an observational study of 24 Marvel movies released between 2008, Iron Man, and 2021, Black Widow. And audiovisual material was reviewed in private homes and cinemas in Brisbane, Australia. Discussion was held face-to-face between members of the co-author team, and information was collected on an evolving pro forma. Internet sources were consulted for data verification, and several of the movies were reviewed a second or even third time. And this process was repeated until thematic saturation was reached. There were several assumptions that were made to maximise the use of source material and avoid plot spoilers for those who have not seen the series in its entirety. We envisage a future in which all superheroes survive to old age. So we were very happy to see that there were many positive behaviours that were shared by the group as a whole. First of all, exercise. They regularly engage in high-intensity interval training, and exercise has the strongest evidence base for the reduction and prevention of frailty. Now, if you or I were to engage in discussions about the imminent enslavement of humanity by aliens, we would want to sit at a table. But the Marvel superheroes stood and paced. This is indicative of low levels of sedentary behaviour and a high step count. They exhibited high degrees of social cohesion, and this is exemplified by the line, "We are Groot," from Groot, a hyper-intelligent tree-like organism of the genus Flora colossus, native to the planet X. Next, we observed that they were positive and optimistic. Here, in Avengers Assemble, the Marvel superheroes seem to be facing insurmountable odds, but they still have a positive mindset. Thor says, "I choose to run towards my problems, because that's what heroes do." Unfortunately, we did observe some negative behaviours and risk factors. And here I will clarify that we were not able to collect physiological data such as blood pressure, and we were not able to triangulate our observational findings through semi-structured interviews or questionnaires. So, the Marvel superheroes were often in close proximity to interplanetary collisions and explosions, and this would put them at risk of deafness, which is a strong risk factor for early onset dementia. Indeed, Thor was heard to speak with a loud booming voice, so he may already have some early sensory impairments. They often sustained concussions and head injuries, which is another risk factor for dementia, and I was concerned that they resorted early to violent problem solving, which puts them at risk of life-changing disability. Next, we looked at 5 superheroes in more detail, starting with Iron Man. So Tony Stark has several significant assets. He is supremely intelligent, he's extremely wealthy, and he lives in an urban environment, and eventually he gets married to Pepper Potts and has a happy marriage, and these are all positive factors when it comes to his aging trajectory. Bruce Banner, on the other hand, had many risk factors, including experiencing a frequent tachycardia of more than 200 beats per minute, a self-report of constant anger, and an estimated BMI of 120. The Black Panther has many advantages related to his socioeconomic status. He lives in Wakanda, which is the most technologically advanced country in the world. And the Golden City relies upon vibranium, which emits low levels of air pollution. Natasha Romanoff, on the other hand, was taken from her family as a child to train as an assassin and spy, and her time in the Red Room Academy, which she experienced a lot of physical and emotional abuse, which will impact her psychological well-being during old age. Finally, Spider-Man. Spider-Man undertakes much of his crime fighting at night, so it's unlikely to be getting the 8 to 10 hours of sleep recommended for teenagers. Poor sleep is associated with cognitive deficits and low mood. So, in summary, we observed many positive behaviours, but also some risk factors among the superheroes, and we would like them to engage in behavioural change techniques to address their risk factors, but this has not as yet been subject to randomised controlled trials. So this paper was accepted by the Christmas BMJ and published in 2021, which resulted in my first experience of being trolled. But it receive quite a lot of media coverage, which is estimated to have reached 140 million people. So considering that my papers are normally read by 4 people,